Hello, Facebook. I'm going to probably go live on YouTube because I don't go live on YouTube a lot as much as I want to. What I usually do, because I can save the video, is go live on Facebook and I upload it once I save it on YouTube. And I can't save it on YouTube, but I love my YouTube audience. They're always engaged, and I get a lot of views, and they're always commenting positive and asking me questions. So I'm trying to make sure that I don't have any questions on my on this screen right here. And my phone is positioned differently just because I'm in my truck today, right? And not in my car, so I have to hold it vertical. But listen, real quick, I'm on my way to the gym. Thank you for the digital love. I love that so much. It's Mr. Smith, the millionaire or billionaire that spoke at Morehouse College, and made a vow to pay off their student loans debt. So those students are debt free. And Morehouse is Morehouse, but it totaled up to $40 million, not 40,000, $40 million, right? And that gave those students a head start of not being in debt. You shared, thank you for sharing, and thank you all for the digital love. Not being in debt. I might just have to hold this. Not being in debt, and getting a better head start on life, if they want to have, low interest rate, how that's just going to impact their credit scores, how that's going to immediately impact their cash flow. Because just think about it, right? When you graduate college and you're thousands and thousands of dollars in debt, you're already starting your race with your first step being in a big pothole, right? Or a big manhole, right? Because you're already, no matter how fast you run the race, you're already thousands and thousands of paces or thousands and thousands of dollars behind. And so oftentimes when I make the statement or comment, or I post on my Facebook, and I let me see, can I put this back? And I make the post that, hey, your student loans can be and let me make sure my volume is up. Your student loans cannot not be negotiated, right? Not negotiation, but total eradicated. Most people will come in and say things like, yeah, but you have to work 10 years for student loan. In a public service sector, or a 501, or a public service entity, like teaching in school, which I do, or a 501c3 organization, right? That's one way, and that's why I put the code in this video, the U.S. Department of Ed Code 2009 A, right? That's why I put the code, because see, people that don't know the law, they think you're always trying to scam them. They think it's always too good to be legit, so you just live with that student loan debt. You don't come out and acquire knowledge, right? And you just pass up. Poor means POOR, passing over opportunities repeatedly, and that's fine. If you don't want a 360 financial transformation, if you're in student loan debt and you're paying thousands, and you want that debt to go to your grave, that's fine. And you know what? I have a team, right? I'm going to tag them in this video. I have a team. I coach basketball, but I don't try. If you're the smartest person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle, right? I don't try to be everything to everybody to get them the 360 financial transformation, right? What I do is, it's an attorney, Kimberly Sweeney. She's teaching on, and she's gonna go way deep than what I know. She's going to teach this Saturday, actually in Jackson, Mississippi, fine and dandy. I put the information in its description. Thank you, Travis, where you can RSVP, and it is no charge. But you know what? I'm really going past the days where I'm not charging for my time and my intellectual information, right? Because when you do not put a price tag on something, people think the information is irrelevant. When you tell them free, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter that this lady is an attorney and she's the expert in her field of study, right? When people see free, they just think it's a scam, or they want you to provide them the codes. And what I'm doing now, putting it in the description. You can know all the law and the code. Go and Google it, U.S. Code 2009A. But if you don't have that area of expertise or somebody to defend you, or to put it in legal terms and know where to file the paperwork, how to do it, how to complete it, you still won't see success. But I just put the code in there so you can go Google it and do some research on yourself. Not only the 10-year repayment plan, meaning that you can make monthly payments, right? And in the 10 years, whatever is left over is eradicated, meaning you don't owe anything if you work in the public sector or a 501c3 nonprofit organization, right? But did you know also there's a 5-year teacher forgiveness? And this is just not for teachers. This is anybody in any field. If you want to learn how to total eradicate means pay nothing towards your student loans debt legally. There are so many legal loopholes that you are not aware of. People, this is a rabbit's hole. And you need to come out. You need to get that information, because I've decided I'm not going to, or I'll ask, Kevin and Kimberly, but I'm not planning on live streaming anything, because to me, if this is going to free you up financially and your financial future, it's worth you getting in the rain. If it was snow in Mississippi, sunshine, in a vehicle, and you come out and get the information, right? Fair Credit Reporting Act. I dispute not only or help you come with a customized credit plan and consultation to get your credit score up so you can stop paying 28% interest rate on a vehicle, or 18% on a charge card, or having these high loans. You need to upgrade a vehicle, a truck for your business, and they're telling you no matter that you have the positive cash flow, they're telling you because of your credit that your finance is going to be anywhere 18, 19, 20%, or you have to put $25,000 down, right? Because of your credit score, you have to put, and you're trying to upgrade in your business or just upgrade in your life and get another dependable vehicle, but you're getting financed at 25%, 28%, 18%, 15% interest rates, over 10%. And so not only do I help you fix your credit to free up more cash flow by paying low interest rates, but I also help people pay zero. Now, I don't do this for free, but whatever the charge is lower than what you would have paid the collection agency. So that's saving you money, saving you cash flow. I'm not going to do any of that. Thank you for the digital love for free or for no cost, right? But I charge by a percentage of the balance that you would have paid out. And it also stops and prevents that collection from being reported on your credit report in the first place. So now you don't have to pay me on the back end to delete a collection, because collections and bankruptcy are the most damaging things on anybody's credit report, right? So that's why I do customized credit. I look at what you need to get removed first and what your goals are. And so once you get that letter from the collection company or a medical bill that's been sold to a collections, right? Stop putting those letters to the side and blocking when they're calling you. If you will get the help you need and seek my services, not only will it stop it from being reported on your credit report, but it will also put you in a position where you're not getting subpoenaed for court because you ignored all of those letters and phone calls, and it's going to eradicate the bill. Now, some people ask me, well, what do I do when I don't receive notice from a collection agency? That means they're not going to communicate with you anymore, because under the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, once your debt is sold, it's a breach of identity theft because you didn't have any contractual agreement. None of your financial or medical information can be sold or given to a third party. A third party is anyone that buys the debt, because it's a breach of identity theft, because they had no right to not only your medical information, but any of your financial information, because that information was set up with the terms and agreement of that company that you did business with, or that person that you did business with. So once it becomes an identity theft or a medical breach of information, now when you know how to legally dispute that, or when you seek me to legally dispute it through letters and confirmation, now you don't owe the debt because it was purchased illegal. You know, that's the simplest way I can put it. That's the simplest way I can put it. You don't owe the debt because it was purchased illegal. So you may ask me, well, why do so many collection agencies buy debt? Because consumers are not aware of that. They don't know. They think, well, it just has to be past the statute of limitations in my state, so I'll ignore it and put it to the side and hope 3 years pass. That's what the statute of limitation is in Mississippi before a debt collector collect from you. But no, you need to address that the right way under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Address that the correct way and ask for validation, and then that will position you to pay nothing. Now, no, I don't do that for free. I do it for a percentage of what you owe, whatever the debt that you would have paid them, and the time that I'm saving you from being subpoenaed in court, right? I saved myself thousands of dollars once I learned this strategy, and I had a surgery. I am coming to wherever the next meeting is, near or far. I will be out of town Saturday. Okay, Miss Bennett. But you know, I had a surgery some years ago, and my medical bills were sold to collection. And then I didn't know what I know now. I didn't know how to respond, and so I ignored it like a lot of people do. They subpoenaed me to court. I went to court. No, I didn't. I missed the court date. I didn't go to court, right? I just ignored it. Still ignored it. Did not go to court. And then the next thing I know, they had a garnishment because they won in court. And they had a legal garnishment on my check, which I could not afford. But now I don't have that problem because, Travis, what do you say, 7 here in Texas? What do you mean by that, Travis? Now I don't have that problem because then I start studying and researching the law. So, Travis, let me know what you mean by 7 here in Texas. So again, the U.S. Department of Ed, Code 2009-8, that's just the one I know. Attorney Kimberly Sweeney will be presenting here in Jackson. Like I said, I'm on a team. Thank you so much, Travis. I'm still trying to know what you mean. Oh, 7 years, I got you. Okay, so in Mississippi, so yeah, Travis, so in Texas, whoa, so Texas, you really need to know how to validate the debt. And I'm talking about, Travis, big collection amounts in the 10,000, 11,000. It doesn't matter how big. It's just 500. Like, I do 30%. So if it's 500, for example, then you pay me $150, I eradicate it. But if you want to pay, if you don't want to save $350, then that's fine. You know, when it gets into the 11 and 10,000, I do try to negotiate a little lesser, because I know out front people don't have, like if it's $10,000, I know they don't have $3,000, which I probably should still charge them there, because either, what are your choices at that point? Either you're going to pay the $10,000 outright, and I have seen them this large, because it's usually a credit card debt that's sold to collections, or a medical bill debt, right? Or they're going to put a garnishment on your check. I don't know or what you do is you put yourself in a situation where you try to call and set up payment. And now after a couple of months, thank you for the digital love. Hello, Miss McGee. Thank you for, you can't afford it. And they still subpoena and take you to court. And they know that. But see, once you set up a payment plan and you agree to make a payment, you are agreeing to the debt. And once you send that first payment into a debt collection agency, you've agreed to it. You bind it into that contract. And so you have 30 days. They tell you on the letters they mail to you, right? They tell you on the letters that they mail to you, this is an attempt to collect the debt from a debt collection agency. You have 30 days by law to respond. Read the fine print. They tell you. That's why they use the word, this is an attempt. Because they know it's not legal for them to collect it. But if you don't know the law, then you're going to pay. If you don't know the laws or the loopholes or Department of Ed, I put up my student loan today to my coworker. And I showed her how Kevin, the tax strategist on our team, we got an attorney for student loan. You have myself for credit repair. You have Kevin for tax strategy, tax loophole. I told her, look, I don't know what he did, how he did it, but my adjusted gross income from my business and from my job, he lowered it through tax deduction strategies. And now I pay $0 every month towards my student loan that counts as a payment. It counts as a payment. So I'm planning on retiring from teaching in 10 years. So you got $0 towards my student loan that counts as a payment. And so the balance of all of that, as long as I remain in good standing, have Kevin as my tax strategist and specialist, that means all of my student loan debt will be eradicated. But that's just one way to get it done. Attorney Sweeney knows some more litigation laws to get it done. So you don't know the status of, you don't know if your student loan is private, you don't know if it's federal, if it's public, you don't know what your college or university loopholes can be. And she's going to break that down and explain all of that. And these are all legal things, but we don't know that, and we're not aware, simply because it may not be your world, right? All I do, any free time I get, from the time I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to the time I lay down, midnight or whatever, is study credit. This is all I do, right? This is all I do is study credit. I study bankruptcy laws. I study debt collector laws on it. I look at different credit profiles. I get collections deleted off credit report. And I tell people, look, there's a better way. You do not have to pay these debt collectors that are illegally buying your debt, because it's a big money making profit for them, right? And again, read the bottom, read the fine print. They tell you that this is an attempt to collect the debt from a debt collector, right? You have 30 days to respond. So look up the U.S. Department of Ed Code 2009A. Come out Saturday. Again, I don't do this by myself. Wealth is a team building sport. We have a tax strategist, a tax specialist on this team. You have me with your credit. I believe in using leveraging credit as a tool to use it the way it was meant to use to build wealth. That means taking credit cards, right, and taking other people's money as a form and purchasing things that will bring you money coming in, like real estate, right? If you know about stocks, if you know about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, whatever it is, take that money. Stop buying these purses. Stop buying these heels. Stop going on these vacations that you can't afford right now. Stop buying these toys, right? Stop buying these $45,000 vehicles. $45,000 vehicles. All you do is look at it and say, hey, stop having these $500, $600 a month vehicle notes. Because they depreciate. That's why it's so hard to get vehicles refinanced, because they know they're going to depreciate. At least if you're a home buyer, you can get equity in that. And at some point, it may depreciate, but at some point, it's going to appreciate, right? Vehicles never appreciate. They never increase in value, right? So buy pre-owned, slightly used, and stop looking at the monthly payments, right? And start looking at the amount you're going to pay back. Also, strategies of how to pay off your home, right? Did you know, for example, if you had a $300,000 home mortgage financed for 30 years, even if the interest rate was under 4%, that if you just paid that outright, the amount you're going to pay back in interest, if you did nothing different than what I would teach on Saturday, would be $128,000. Thank you for the digital love. $128,000. So I want you to be a home buyer, but I want you to buy a smarter way. 120. Just imagine if you learn methods to pay off your home, right? A 30-year mortgage in 5 to 7 years, saving you and your family $128,000. Imagine if you knew these methods where you paid nothing in student loans and got them eradicated legally. Imagine if you had a way to save off collection and medical bills of these medical expenses that's in the thousands of dollars, right? Imagine if you would have just take time to come out and learn these tax strategies, right? Where I have someone, I just implement these tax strategies too. And guess what? The price is $19.99, right? $19.99 to get started. They were bringing home a gross net of $2,500 a month. Tax implementation, I call it my W4 wealth training. They're bringing home now $3,400 a month net. Look how much extra, $900 extra a month out of their paycheck. And they're not working overtime. They didn't get a promotion. Just by using this business kit that gives you 475 tax deductions, versus if you're an employee, you only get is that a program with you, the W4 wealth training, Nancy? Yes, it is. Because you give now 475 tax deductions, which decreases your payroll, your paycheck taxes, right? And even on Trump new tax laws, some people lost $2,000 or $3,000 or more this year because of the tax deduction that were taken away. You get those deduction back. It's $19.99 to get started, Nancy, and only $34 a month to keep it, because you have to keep the business tax deductions on a monthly basis. It's not a one-time, and I'm going to drop, because now you don't have any business tax deduction to claim that's connected to you. I'm talking about 360 financial fix, right? Helping you get rid of these collections, making it before they hit your credit reporting. If they do hit it, I get it off, because collection and bankruptcy, again, are the worst two derogatories. Helping you get out this student loan debt. Where is the next meeting chosen? It's in Jackson, Mississippi this Saturday from 12 to 3. Fine and Dandy, Jackson, Mississippi, District 100, District Boulevard. So I will put that information in the description. I can find this on your website. Nancy, I have a lot of websites. I have a website for my credit. But Nancy, when I log off, I will reply to this and put the website in your comment. I put the website. But again, I'm not the expertise on this student loan deletion. I'm pretty sure those students at Morehouse didn't know that student loans could be eradicated either. But Mr. Smith did it. And you're getting the same wealth of info, not because somebody's going to pay it forward to you or pay it out for you. It requires knowledge. The very best investment that you should make is in financial education. If you ever want to, financial freedom, people, it's not just about money, it's about your time, it's about choices and about options, right? We know that Nissan just laid off 7,000 workers. Nissan just laid off 7,000 workers nationwide. Dress Code just laid off or closing over 600 stores. This announcement was today. You know, financial education is not a luxury, it's a must you gotta have. How soon, Ronald, can a bankruptcy be filed after filing? I like to deal with people within 2 years, because if it's within a year, it may take 6 months or later to get it out. But if it's just somebody, I will work on a year. But if it's later, older than 2 years, then it takes less than 6 months. But if it's just within, like, for example, if you just filed in 2017, it'll take a little longer. It'll probably take from 6 to 12 months, but it will get out. Thank you, Nancy. And so, yeah, so collections, doesn't matter the statute of limitations. The debt was bought illegal. It's the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act. It's a breach of identity. Your financial information should never be sold or told or shared with a third party, right, without your consent. And there's medical information too. So people, you don't have to live with the stress of trying to pay off bills because you had a medical emergency. You know, it's over millions of Americans right now do not have $400 saved up for an emergency. And let me tell you something about credit. It's just not a low income problem. I'm talking about people that make 6-figure incomes have bad credit, right? Why use your cash to pay for things when you can put your cash in something that will grow, and you can use other people's money from your good credit to pay for things, while your cash is somewhere in an account untouched, growing on a daily basis, in a yearly basis, right? And so that's it. Any more questions? Just have some goals in mind other than I want to get my credit up. A house is fine. A vehicle is fine, especially if you need something more dependable. To refinance some things is great. Oh, also, attorney Kimberly Sweeney, she will be discussing how if you are in a bad financial terms with your vehicles, right, how she has method to get you out of that. If you've been like, for example, if your vehicle is valued at let's say $10,000 or more or something like that, I'm just throwing out a figure, and you're paying over 10% interest rate, and you got a real bad subprime lending deal. Thank you for the digital love. And it's so hard, even with good credit, to refinance vehicles, as I said earlier, because they depreciate. I mean, they're low in value. They get lower in value. She can help you with ways to get that refinance at whatever the Blue Book retail value say that vehicle is worth, and at least with a 6% interest rate. Lower. No matter what your credit score is, whatever the prime market credit score, which I think is like 6%, you can get that refinancing redone. But you need to come out Saturday, again, fine and dandy, 100 District Boulevard. Nancy, I'll put the 1999 W4 training in this link, and also everybody watching, make sure you hit the like button. Thank you for the digital love. I got to go sweat, got to go get my exercise on, and make sure you share this on your personal page, right? And then I will also put the information to RSVP, because we only have, I think, 10 slots available right now. We only open this up to 15 people, and we're helping people get the knowledge to eradicate student loans, collection debt, account medical bills once they sold to a collection agency. Thank you, and how to get $200 at minimum $200 to up to $1,000 more every paycheck. Most people have an income problem, and that's why their credit is always bad. But we're helping you, showing you for $19.99 how to get more money out of your paycheck. I promise you, you are missing money because you don't have those business tax deductions and your W-4 is not filled out correctly, right? So you're missing money out of your paycheck. So if you need, because you used to use credit card to purchase things and make bad financial decisions, and you need that extra money, say, hey, I want to get out of bad debt, but I do want to get my credit up to use other people's money to start investing in some things, whether it's myself or an asset like real estate or land or stocks or Bitcoin or whatever. But first things first, let's get out of bad debt, right? And then flip it and use your credit card for the opposite. Save 2 spots for me. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Thank you. Yes. Okay, Chosen. I will put the link. It's going to be Saturday, Jackson, Mississippi. Come out and get your financial education. Come out and learn how to get in a better financial situation. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like and share button on your page. All right, Nancy, I'll make sure I put that $19.99 information in you too, if you have a job, and you can find more money out of your paycheck. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Queen of Credit, Coach DeLoach.